In an Air Force base in Alaska, a group of inmates is about to be transported to Washington. Prisoner Havelock is so dangerous that he's kept in chains and with his face covered. After the plane takes off, Havelock waits until everyone is distracted to spit out a fake tooth with a hidden tool and pick his handcuffs lock. Suddenly a side of the plane explodes and everyone screams in panic as it starts going down. Soon the plane begins to come apart and people are flying out to their deaths. While an inmate jumps on a guard to fight him for the keys, Havelock gets rid of his handcuffs. The prisoner slides down the plane and holds on to Havelock's leg, only for Havelock to take the keys before the man is blown away too. Nearby, Caleb and his father are camping when suddenly a foot lands in front of them. They look up and see the falling plane, so they start running to their car, which is destroyed by falling debris. On the plane, Havelock gets rid of the mask and other chains and begins to fight every guard, easily beating them all. The pilots concentrate on maneuvering the plane and manage to land it safely on the snow. As the plane catches on fire, the prisoners start running. In Fairbanks, the police station receives a call about some smoke up north. Since they can't get visuals, Marshal Frank's team takes the chopper to the area to investigate. They land as soon as they see the crashed plane and find a few bodies in the snow. Frank approaches a guard who turns out to be alive and whispers ambush. Suddenly the prisoners come out of hiding, so the team picks up the surviving guard and starts running. Unfortunately, a fight ensues and the officers have to defend themselves against the inmates. They pull out their guns and end up shooting a few men, but a cop is still stabbed several times. Frank keeps shooting inmates as the team drags the injured officer back to the helicopter. When Frank has to pause to reload, a prisoner takes the chance to tackle him. Frank almost gets killed, but at that moment plane guard Levi picks up the gun and shoots randomly. Although his eyes are damaged, he still brings the attacker down before two prisoners tackle him too. Frank immediately helps Levi and they rush to get in the helicopter, shooting and kicking any prisoners who try to come with them. In Virginia, Sydney is attending her niece's birthday party. The afternoon is interrupted when a bunch of CIA agents surround the house to pick Sydney up. They then take her to headquarters, where they inform her about the plane crash. Sydney is Havelock's former handler, so her mission is to capture him again. Back to Frank, he gathers more cops to inform them that dozens of dangerous criminals are on the loose, so he wants to lock down the valley. Then he checks on Levi and asks him what happened. Levi claims that Havelock got loose and sabotaged the plane, explaining that he was high priority and off book. Apparently the plane made an unscheduled stop to pick Havelock up and nobody asked any questions. At the local school, cops inform the staff and the students that they're placing a soft lockdown. However, Frank's son Luke is sneaking out with his girlfriend Kira, so they don't hear the announcement. Frank's wife Sarah keeps calling Luke but he ignores it. When the FBI arrives, they work with the cops to set up a base of operations near the forest to hunt down the 18 missing inmates. Sydney also arrives and privately explains to Frank that the plane was rerouted as part of a covert operation. Frank has a lot of questions since he thinks it's suspicious that the plane was this far north, but Sydney refuses to answer. However, when Frank brings up Havelock, she has no choice but to talk.